Namaste, Namaste, and welcome to this short yoga practice. Today, I'm sharing with you the flow, the standing flow that we've been doing recently in our Friday morning classes. And the last few weeks have been super, super sunny. We've been doing outside practice, and so we've been doing mostly standing poses put together in this vinyasa flow. So today I am going to show you that, but I've got a little block. I'm just popping it slightly out of the way here, but it's ready at the side of my mat. If you're doing this, you probably want to set your screen up on the right-hand side of your mat, because we're going to start at the front of the mat. Most of what we do to begin with will be front and back, but when we step to the side, means you'll still be able to see what's going on. So perhaps have your screen a bit diagonal so you can see it from the side and the front of the mat. That is the only housekeeping we've got. If you need to stop and warm up, you should probably do that. There's lots and lots of short warm-up practice videos on this channel, but this will be just the vinyasa. So when you're ready, we're going to come to the front of the mat and find Tadasana pose. So however far apart your feet want to be, you just go with that. And we're going to reach the fingertips down, the crown of the head up, find a gentle lift through the belly muscles, maybe a gentle engagement at the buttocks as well. To start, we simply breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to take the arms around the body as we breathe in, reaching all the way up, and breathe out as we draw the palms together at the center of the chest. A nice cleansing breath to start. Then as you breathe in, take the arms around the body again, reaching up, but imagine you've got a big beach ball, arms nice and wide. As you breathe out, draw your shoulders down. As you breathe in, press into your left foot and lean over to your right side. Side bend to the right. Breathe out back to center. As you breathe in, leaning over to the left, press into the right foot and breathe out back to the center. As you breathe in, twist to your right. Arms come to about shoulder height, little softness through the knees, and then breathing out back to the center. As you breathe in, twist to your left, a little soft across the knees, and breathing out back to the center. As you breathe in, open your chest. As you breathe out, bend your knees into chair pose. Now here, let your breath find its natural rhythm. Just look down, make sure that you can see your toes, particularly the big toes, and that your knees are over your feet. And then just do a gentle rounding, tucking under, and then lengthening back of the pelvis. So you tuck under as fully as you feel comfortable, tucking back as fully as you feel comfortable, till you find a neutral spot. That's your chair pose. And here we're going to hold chair, opening the chest for a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then we're going to fold all the way forward into a forward bend. And just allow the backs of the legs to lengthen gently as the crown of the head finds its way towards the floor. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle here, maybe a turn of the head or a nod of the head. And then we're going to come back to chair pose. So we're going to bend the knees deeply, let the bottom drop down and reach the arms forward. And then again, find that neutral spot in your chair. Feel really strong across your legs. Take your left hand to your right thigh and turn to look towards the right. Nice twisted chair. And then come back to the center. And then take your right hand to your left thigh and turn to the left. Nice twisted chair. And back to the center. And then here we're going to take our weight onto our right foot, lift the left heel, and firming that leg into the floor, we're going to bring the right elbow towards the left knee in twisted dancer pose, cactus arms. And then from here, we're going to lengthen the arms and the legs. And then sweep the left heel back as you reach the right arm forward, nice and firm in the buttocks and the belly. Lift the left heel as much as you can, warrior three, and step the left foot to the floor, reach the left hand forward, and get this kind of forward leaning diagonal warrior one. Press into the legs to come up to an upright warrior one. Very good. And then from here, we're going to come back the way we've come. So we're going to reach forward so we find that diagonal spot, transfer the weight onto the right foot, free the left heel, and then reach the left leg up into warrior three, and then draw the left knee forward. Find twisted dancer, bend your standing leg knee as well, and then from here into chair pose, and then from chair pose into a forward bend. In your forward bend, take a moment to wriggle anything that needs wriggling. And we're going to come up to standing and do the whole thing to the opposite side. So from here, we're going to bend the knees into chair again, reach the hands forward, drop the bottom, press through the legs to stand all the way tall, opening the chest, and then bring the palms together as we draw the hands to the center of the chest. Relax the arms down to the side, roll anything that needs rolling, wiggle anything that needs wiggling. And then we'll go again and do the same thing with the left leg as the standing leg. So turning the palms forward, dropping the fingertips down, lengthening through the crown of the head, engaging through the belly, perhaps a touch through the buttocks. Take a deep breath in and out here. Breathe in as you take the arms around the body, looking up. Breathing out as you draw the palms down to the center of the chest. A nice cleansing breath. This time, as you breathe in, take the arms around the body and up, but pretend you've got a big beach ball. As you breathe out, draw your shoulders down. Breathe in, this time as you lean over to the left first, pressing into the right foot. Breathing out back to the center. Breathe in as you lean over to your right, press into the left foot. Breathe out back to the center. We're going to breathe in as we twist to the left. Arms come down to about shoulder height, soften the knees, and return to center as you breathe out. Breathe in as you twist to the right. Arms to about shoulder height, and breathing out back to center. Breathe in as you open your chest. Breathing out as you bend your knees, and come into a chair pose. And we just want to play with the tuck of the tailbone to find a neutral spine, and just glance to make sure your knees are over your feet and you can see your big toes. Keeping the chest open, we're going to fold forward by lengthening out the tailbone and finding a forward bend. The knees can stay soft, or you can lengthen the legs if you like to. Scoop your belly in a little bit, maybe wriggle your shoulders or turn your head a little. Whatever feels good. When you're ready, you can bend your knees deeply again, reach the hands forward, drop the bottom, come into chair pose. We're going to twist in our chair to the left. So reach the right hand to the left thigh, look to the left, twisted chair, and then come back to the center. Breath flows naturally, and then we twist to the right, reaching the left arm across the body, and back to the center. This time we take the weight onto the left foot, lift the right heel, bring the arms to cactus arms, and then lifting the right knee to the left elbow as we turn into twisted dancer pose. From twisted dancer, we're going to lengthen the arms and the legs, and then sweep that right foot back behind us as we reach the left arm forward, lifting the right heel into warrior three before stepping the right foot to the floor. Reach the right arm forward and find this diagonal shape, reaching the fingertips high, but into the right heel, and then press up into warrior one. And then we go back the way we came. So from warrior one, we're going to peel the back heel off the floor, reach the arms forward, transfer the weight into the left leg, and come into warrior three. And then from here, we're drawing the knee forward as we take the left elbow towards the right knee and bend a little into the left knee as well. Wobble if you need to. Dance, twisted dancer pose. And then into chair pose. And from chair pose into a forward bend. In your forward bend, take a moment just to wriggle anything that needs wriggling. And then when you're ready, you come up by bending the knees deeply, sweeping the hands forward, finding chair pose, and then pressing through the legs to stand all the way tall. Open your chest and finish by bringing your hands together at the center of your chest. Deep breath in. As you exhale, release the arms down. Wiggle anything that needs wiggling. Good job. So this is the first part of the series, and we're going to add the second part now. But I realized that I asked you to set up on this side, so I'm going to have to go to that end of the mat. But don't worry, it was my bad. So here, what we really want to do is use the strength of the legs to allow the rest of the body to move. And we really need to build a lot of core support for this practice as well. So if you feel that you're not quite there yet, it's okay. Take your time, put your foot down wherever you need to. You can do this near a wall where you get to hold on, or have a chair close by, or you can take those wobbles and know that they are strengthening your body every time. So, embrace the wobble is what I'm saying. Embrace the wobble. So we're going to step to the front of our mats again. And the reason why I've swapped ends is so that when I step back with my left foot, you'll be able to see the sideways actions. It won't just be my behind, as my niece would say. So turning your palms to face forward, dropping the fingertips towards the floor. Feel like you've got that length and strength in the body. Take a deep breath in and out first. Very good. Then breathe in, take the arms around the body and up, lifting the belly. Breathing out, palms together at the center of the chest. As you breathe in again, take the arms around the body, but this time nice and wide. As you breathe out, draw your shoulders down. Breathe in as you lean over to your right side. And breathe out as you return back to center. Breathe in over to your left side. Breathe out, return back to center. Breathe in, twist to the right, nice and soft across the knees, arms to about a T shape. Breathing out back to the center. Breathe in, twist to the left. And breathing out back to the center. Breathe in as you open your chest. And then breathe out as you find your chair pose. Wriggle as much as you need to find a nice neutral spot. We'll go straight for our twisted chair. So taking the left hand across the body to the right, twist to the right. Maybe drop your bottom a touch and then come back to the center. Let your breath find its natural rhythm as you twist to the left, right hand across the body. And then back to center. We take the weight onto the right foot, floating the left heel off, bringing the arms to cactus arms, and then bringing the right elbow towards the left knee across the body. From here, from our twisted dancer, we're extending arms and legs. So standing spinal twist, and then reaching the left leg back as we reach the right arm forward for this variation of Warrior 3. Then taking the left toes to the floor and reaching the left arm forward, finding a nice diagonal shape, firm in the back of the body. We press up into our Warrior 1, and then from here, we're going to turn into Warrior 2. So we're going to face the long edge of the mat, take the arms nice and wide, and just move that back leg as needed. So for most people, when you do Warrior 1, your foot faces more towards where your hips face at the front of the mat. When you do Warrior 2, your back foot faces more to the long edge of the mat. The important thing in Warrior 2 is not to over square your hips anywhere. Just let them fall wherever they go. Okay, so we are finding our Warrior 2 pose. We can maybe lengthen the front leg, have a sense of drawing inwards and upwards at the same time as we press the feet away. Reach the arms wide, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Just glance at that backhand to make sure it hasn't gone away to Guruk somewhere. It's just where you want it to be. And that front hand gazing over the middle finger of the front hand, that right hand. We're going to imagine someone's pulling us gently with the left arm as we bend that front knee. So we end up sinking between the 2 feet and not leaning forward, which I see a lot of in classes. Not my classes, but in classes. So here we want to firm the buttocks, the feet, the belly, and we are going to reach the left arm down, reaching the right arm up, and then reach the right arm down to about the forearm to about the thigh to reach the left arm over. And we'll do that one more time. Reaching the left arm down to reach the right arm up. Legs stay exactly the same, it's just the upper body moving. Right forearm to right thigh, reaching the left arm over. And then coming back to your Warrior 2, we're going to lengthen the legs and just release the arms for a moment. So these are very standard variations of Warrior Two, going back the way and into extended side angle pose. But we're going to do something slightly different now. So just a little bit of nuance with our Warrior Two. So reaching the arms wide, we're going to bend that front knee as we imagine someone's pulling that left arm, and leg if you like. And then from here, we're going to transfer our weight into that back leg, bending the back knee and straightening the front leg, reaching the right hand down to the right knee and still looking towards that right side, reaching the left arm up. So this sort of retreating warrior. And then we're going to come back to Warrior Two. So our front knee bends, left leg extends. Reach the left hand forward to the right hand. Reach both hands up. And then imagine you're drawing a bow with your left hand. It comes all the way down your right arm, across your chest to the left shoulder. And then we let go. Coming back to our Warrior Two. So we'll do that one more time. We're going to lengthen the front leg, bend the back knee, reach down with the right arm, reach up with the left hand, and then come back to Warrior Two. And then sweep the left hand forward to meet the right hand. Reach them both up. Aim where you want to fire your bow. Draw the bowstring down the right arm across the chest to the left shoulder, and then letting go. Coming back to Warrior Two. Aces. From here, we're going to lengthen that front leg and turn both feet to face towards the long side of the mat. And here is where a block is handy if you've got one to hand. You don't need to use one if you don't want to. So we're going to start with the arms and legs nice and long, opening the chest and folding forward from the center, from the hips rather, to bring the hands either to the block, and the block can be as high as you like, or it can be a chair if you prefer, or all the way down to the floor. It doesn't matter which of these you choose. Here, we want to find a sense of length through arms and legs, and make sure your weight is not just into your heels, but across the center of the foot. Scoop your belly in, and then just find a forward bend. So it might be you come a little bit further down. It might be that you are a little bit higher up. It doesn't matter, but wherever you are, just allow the crown of your head to hang a little. Take a few deep breaths. Have a sense of lifting from the soles of the feet to the tailbone. Then when you're ready, you can place your hands back down onto the floor, or lengthen the arms again, if that makes sense. We're going to leave the right hand down and lift the left arm up, twisting to the left. And then bring this hand back down, swap hands, leave the left hand down, lift the right arm up, twisting to the right. We'll do one more to each side. Nice long sweeping arm as you come up and release. Nice long sweeping arm as you twist to the right and release. From here, we're going to take the hands either onto the hips or just wide and bend across the left knee and then bend across the right knee. We're trying to keep the torso parallel to the floor as we move from side to side. Very good. Maybe one more to each side of surfer squats. And then in the center, we're going to bend both knees, turn the toes out, and bring the arms back to cactus arms, find ourselves in horse stance or goddess squat, whichever you prefer to call it. And then here, we're easing into the outside edge of the foot to keep the knees open. We're drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, lengthening arms and legs, looking up, breathing in. And as you breathe out, draw your fists down into your waist, bend your knees, and exhale forcefully. Let's do two more. Breathing in, breathing out. Very nice. Breathing in, let go of anything you're angry about or frustrated. And then finish by just reaching the arms nice and wide. We're going to spin both sets of feet to the left and then take ourselves, bend across the left knee, just pivot on the right heel, take the hands to the floor and step back into downward facing dog. So if you were in class recently, this is the bit we didn't do. This is what's called the vinyasa. And we will do a waving vinyasa from here. So first round, we're going to take the knees to the mat. You can do the vinyasa of your choice if you prefer. Buttocks towards the heels, forehead towards the floor, and then round through the spine, pressing off the feet, rounding the spine forwards until the shoulders are over the hands, and then opening the chest, gliding the shoulder blades down, firm in the belly and the buttocks, and rounding back into that puppy dog pose, knees bent, hips up, forehead down towards the floor, arms lengthening. One more time, pressing off the feet, rounding through the spine forward, opening the chest as you glide the shoulders down, firm belly and buttocks, and then rounding the opposite way, scooping the belly in, hips towards heels, and when they get there, coming back into downward facing dog. And we are going to take a moment in down dog. Take perhaps 3 deep breaths here, pressing chest towards thighs, lifting into the tailbone, soft knees, wiggle anything that needs wiggling. You might turn from side to side or wiggle the hips. You might hold stillness if you prefer. When you're ready, you can slowly walk your feet towards your hands. You can come up onto tiptoes or tip fingers as you choose. Find a forward bend at the front of your mat, opposite end of your mat. And then bend your knees deeply, sweep your hands forward, drop your bottom, stand all the way tall, and bring the hands to the center of the chest. Release the hands down to your side. Wriggle anything that needs wriggling, adjust clothing. I always need to do that. My trousers creep all over the place. So we have done the left side did most of the moving, but the right side was the standing side. We're going to do the opposite side now from the opposite end of the mat. So if you need to adjust your screen, doing so, but we'll come back the way we went. So we'll finish where we started. So same sequence. We've got the feet underneath the hips, turning the palms forward, dropping the fingertips down, lengthening through the crown of the head. Take a gentle breath in and out here. Then breathe in as you take the arms around the body, lifting the belly, lifting the chest, breathing out, drawing the palms down to the center of the chest. Breathe in again as you take the arms around the body, but as the arms get up, just gently soften the shoulders down. And then we're going to breathe in as we lean over to the left side, breathing out as we come back to center, breathing in over to the right, and breathing out back to the center. Breathe in as you twist to the left. Breathe out as you return, breathing out as you twist to the right. Breathing out as you return. Breathe in, open your chest, and then breathe out as you come into chair pose. Check the alignment of your feet, your knees, wiggle your hips backwards and forwards. And this time we're going to twist to the left first, right hand across the left knee, turning to the left, reaching the left arm up, coming back to the center, your breath flowing in its natural rhythm, left hand to right knee or right thigh, reaching the right arm up, twisting to the right. Back to center. Here we're going to fold all the way forward into a forward bend, which I think we didn't do on the other round, but it won't matter because it's something we do with both sides of the body at the same time. Just wiggling the hips or the knees or the head in any way that feels good. And then bending the knees deeply, sweeping the hands forward, coming into chair pose. We're going to take the weight onto the left foot, lift the right heel, bring the hands to cactus arms, or the arms to cactus arms, and then take the left elbow towards the right knee. From our twisted dancer pose, the knee in the left side is bent too. We're going to extend both arms and legs, and then sweep the right leg backwards, reaching the left arm forwards, the right heel high before stepping the foot to the floor, swinging the right arm forwards and finding our diagonal pose. Front knee is bent, we're pressing into the back heel as well. From here to an upright warrior one. And then from warrior one, we're coming into warrior two. So we're turning to the long side of the mat, adjusting that right foot and finding our warrior two here. We're going to relax our arms for a moment, lengthen the front leg, and just make sure that we come into this in a way that's supportive and is going to work for the rest of our practice. So we don't want to overly square the hips in any direction. It's a very traditional Cue to square the hips to the side of the mat, but you don't need to. You can allow your hips to be wherever they are. For strength of your legs can be adjusted in this way, or is naturally recruited in that way. We're going to take the arms out nice and wide, just reach the fingertips away from each other, the fingers, sorry, away from each other, and then just check your back arm is where you expect it to be. It hasn't traveled in any strange direction. Gaze over the fingertips of your left hand, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, and imagine someone's pulling your right arm as you bend your left knee. In your warrior two, we do a very traditional sequence of dropping the right hand down, lifting the left arm up, retreating warrior, and then taking the left forearm to the left thigh and reaching the right arm over into extended side angle pose. Strong in the feet and the center, the legs stay exactly the same. We go back, leaning away from that left knee, and then leaning over that left knee. Super stuff. And then coming back to warrior two and releasing that leg long, relaxing the arms for a moment. So now we're going to do our alternative hand positions or arm positions, whilst keeping the legs. Also, they move a little bit here, but it's quite a nice way to use warrior two, just slightly differently. So reaching the arms wide, shoulder blades moving towards each other. First, we're going to bend the right knee, extend the left leg, reach the left hand down and the right arm over, and then come back to our traditional warrior two, sweep the right hand forward, reach both hands up. Imagine you're pointing a bow and then drawing the string with the right hand moving down across the left arm, across the chest to the right shoulder. Come back to your natural warrior two, and then bending the right knee, extending the left leg, left hand down, right arm over, and then coming back to traditional warrior two, sweep the right hand forward, reach both hands up, imagine you're aiming that bow, drawing the string across your body, coming back to your warrior two. And then from here, we're lengthening both legs, turning the feet so that both feet point to the long edge of the mat. We're going to open the chest nice and wide and then fold forward into a forward bend with the hands coming onto your block. Play with the weight across your feet so it's not all in your heels or your toes. If you wish to find a deeper forward bend, you can allow yourself to lift in the tailbone and let the crown of the head come down towards the floor. You can stay higher up if you prefer. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in and out. And then if you're using a block, you can place your hands on your block. We're going to go to the left again first, but this time we're going to use a different way to get into our forward leg twist, a wide leg twist. So wide leg forward bend twist, oh, who knows? It's all good. So keeping the right hand down, we're going to draw the left elbow up towards the ceiling first, opening that side of the chest and then reaching the left arm up. And then sweep the whole arm long and straight back down. We'll do the same thing on the right side, swap hands at the bottom, draw the right elbow up towards the ceiling first, then extend through the right arm, and then sweep the arm long and straight back down to the block. One more time to each side. Lift the left elbow first and then extend through that arm. Nice and firm in the legs and the belly as you work. And swapping hands to reach the right elbow up, reaching the right arm long and straight, and releasing all the way down. From here, keeping the hands on the block if you want to, or on your hips, or just reaching the arms wide, soften one knee and take the weight over that knee, and then the other. A little surface squat, trying to keep the upper body parallel to the floor, or thereabouts, and just feeling that working across the inner thighs. A little bit of strength and length there. When you're ready, you can come back to the center, and we're going to turn the heels in, bending the knees, and come up into our goddess or horse stance pose. Drawing the shoulder blades towards each other, just keeping the knees opening as well. We're going to take 3 breaths. Breathing in, reach the arms wide. Anything you feel frustrated, angry, upset about, letting it out as you breathe out. Breathing in. breathing out. Arms to the waist. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, and we are going to turn both feet to the right side of the mat and just bending over that right knee to place the hands down so you can step into downward facing dog. Take a moment in your dog first, and then if you wish to, waving vinyasas you can do with straight legs on this side or knees bent. We're going to drop the hips towards the heels, press off the feet to round through the spine. As the shoulders come forward, opening the chest. Firm belly, firm buttocks, firm in the space between the shoulder blades, bending the knees to bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Softening the knees to drop the hips to the heels again, pressing off the feet to round through the spine, opening your chest into up dog, little softness across the elbows, buoyancy across the knees as well, and then rounding through the spine to come back to downward facing dog. And here we're going to actually finish by taking the knees down and taking child's pose. So you can take a wide-legged child's pose if that feels comfortable, toes towards each other, knees wide. Gives lots of space for the body to come to the floor. If your forehead doesn't come all the way down, use your folded arms or a block to rest the forehead on top of. If you like to, you can turn your palms upwards and turn your palms downwards. If you prefer a different variation of child's pose, please feel free. After a few breaths here, you might like to come to lying down all the way down on your tummy. Of the forehead on a pillow made out of the hands, toes turned inwards, heels turned outwards, or turn your head to one side if you like. So of course, if you prefer child's pose, please stick with child's pose, no problem at all. Wherever you are, soften your breath. Let go of the effort in the body, across the belly, across the buttocks, the shoulders, that space between the shoulder blades especially. Across the feet and the legs. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle if it feels good. For those who enjoy being able to release tension from the fronts of the thighs, the quadriceps, you can bend your knees if you're lying on your tummy, and then with your feet gently flexed, just sway the feet from side to side. And you get a little release across those muscles that have worked really quite hard. And if side to side works and you like that, you can try moving your feet in circles, maybe opposite circles or circles the same way if you prefer. You just get a little bit more of a roll and release across those muscles against just using your body weight against the floor. If you're circling, go in the opposite direction as well. If you've got your head turned to one side, do take care to turn it the opposite way as well for balance. Whenever you're ready, you can come back to center, release the feet down to the floor. Give yourself another 5 deep breaths here. If you would prefer to remain on the floor and do a standard relaxation, like legs up the wall or turning onto the back for Shavasana, please feel free to do that now. You might have a blanket to hand. For those of you who are coming out of this practice to do something else, then tucking the toes, or hands and knees, taking the hips back towards the heels, do a nice little stretch, unless you've been in child's pose, and then finding your way to an upright position. I would encourage all of you to find time to do a relaxation of at least 7 minutes now. It might be lying in bed, the best place to do relaxation, or lying on your mat, or legs up on a sofa or a chair or the wall. But find some opportunity for stillness and to take the weight into the back of the body where the body is completely supported. And that will help you to release any effort or tension from the practice. Your muscles will release their tone a little bit so that when you move from your yoga practice into the rest of your day, you feel revitalized instead of depleted. I hope you've enjoyed this practice, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.